Let's see.
Okay, it says we're live. Just gonna check YouTube to make sure that's actually true. It's not showing it for me yet. There we go. I always have to reload twice. So, lots of guests today. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves alphabetically. So, Alicia, you're first.
Sounds good. Good morning, everybody. I'm writer Alicia Grumley. That's where you can find me on Instagram, and a YouTube channel coming soon. Which Holly has been encouraging and Sarah has been encouraging for a long time. So thank you, ladies, for that. I write poetry. I write YA fantasy, twisted fairy tale type things. I do a little bit of nonfiction advocacy. And this morning, I think I'm going to be working on some like Halloween children's story. So that's kind of what my goal is for the morning.
Mm-hmm. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chandra Arthur. I am an adult fantasy, sci-fi, and historical fiction writer. I will be working on either writing a sci-fi piece that I've been working on and procrastinating on a whole lot, or I will be editing my other historical fiction piece that I've also been procrastinating on a lot. Or I might just be procrastinating. Who knows?
Hi everyone, I'm Danielle. You can find me on Instagram at Danielle the Writer, and today I'll be working on my young adult contemporary because I too have been procrastinating. I'll work on it for 2 weeks pretty consistently, and then I'll fall off the wagon for a month. So I'm glad that you invited me so I can work on it today. So yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly, also known as Write Holly Davis across the interwebs. And I'm a YA and middle grade fantasy writer. Just realized that Pitch Wars submissions, I think they opened last night or today. And I was maybe going to do it way back when. And I'm on chapter 3 of editing my novel. So that definitely was not going to happen. But I quickly realized that. I'm hoping to get to that today. But I also wanted to do my planner for today and tomorrow, and then edit my YouTube video for Tuesday. And I'm almost done reading the arc for Cavern of Terrors by Brittany Wang. So I'm hoping to finish that. I've got 15% of the book left. It's on my Kindle. So, so I've got a lot of things, a mishmash of productivity today.
Hi guys, I am author Jessi Elliott. This is my tag pretty much everywhere. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. I'm a paranormal and contemporary fantasy author. And today, I don't really know what I'm going to be working on because I just finished a project, so I might dive into the second book in that series, or I don't know, mess around with something new. We'll see. Who knows?
Is that the thing that you posted on Instagram where you're redoing the YA as?
That's the Devil's Waltz. I'm rewriting.
I know it's the Devil's Waltz.
But yeah, no, I don't know that I'm going to start working on that for a while, but I would like to release it by the end of next year.
I would love that.
I know.
Book that I met Jessi with years ago.
Many years ago. Yes. Yeah.
I'm Natalie Locke. You might have background noise of my son, but he's happy today, so it's at least good background noise. I guess I'm on YouTube, not actively at the moment. I'm still working on that. It will happen, I promise. But regarding what I plan to do today, writing-wise, I could work on try to query my Really? You were silent before. Okay, sweetie. Query my one manuscript that is actually completely done, which is an adult, I think we said dark women's fiction last week is what we decided on. But then I also have a adult sci-fi. Then I have a short story compilation that I got lots of projects. So I guess after each sprint, I'll just let you know what I actually happen to get to. because there's also plenty of books to read too. I got them all around me right now just so I have choices and don't have to leave too much.
So lots of people, which means we're gonna get into the first sprint pretty quickly. I need to make a graphic for the podcast that's coming out on Tuesday. First episode. I'm very excited. But some people donated to the podcast's Ko-fi, so I need to make a graphic for that. And then I need to work on the script for my Seussical video that I still need to film and edit and come out with today before it becomes Monday. And then I am outlining my thriller novel because I need to do a rewrite, and I figured I might as well outline it instead of pantsing it again. Crow will be at work, so nothing fun. Petra is here. Mercer is here. Regina is here as always. Elizabeth, Brianna, Erica, Nina. Hello, everyone. And Nia. Can't believe she's awake for this because Nia, Holly, and Danielle were on my channel last night talking about musical theater. Danielle left first, and then Holly, and then Nia. But actually, no, Nia stayed with us until the end. Nope, that's yes. No, Haley. Okay, it was me, Haley, Glory, and Tom at the very end. So yeah, Nia was left like right after our break. So
I left during the break. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it.
It's okay. I don't know what happened. I was like so ready to go to bed after that, and then I was up until 2:30.
Second wind. I want to. I have to like try really hard to just not watch the replay of what I missed.
It's fine. It's fine.
That'll be my reward.
It was a lot of fun, but it actually got really deep and heavy at the end.
Ooh.
So like all the fun ended when you guys left, and we started talking about more depressing but important things.
Okay.
Related to theater, but it was like here's all the way the theater messed up.
Okay. Got it.
You guys were so knowledgeable about like all the behind the scenes stuff. Like I felt like I couldn't keep up, but it was really interesting to hear about.
I'm sorry, that's just the way my brain works.
No,
I literally only went into the comments to rant about how I've never been able to see like Avenue Q and Hamilton. That's where
I saw that.
you need to see Hamilton. Like I will
do.
tell everyone that.
Yes.
No, I've watched it like 3 times recorded, but it's not the same.
It's not.
No.
I found out my friend
Yeah,
has been to see it twice live, and I was like, I hate you. Never speak to me.
Okay, then I'm glad I didn't tell my Hamilton story last night because I don't want you to hate me.
No, that's different. You're allowed. But with him specifically, I was like, it's specifically annoying that you've seen it twice.
Well, they're going on tour again, so hopefully you can catch
I will
that.
sell my kidney. I'm not going to lie. Hit me up.
You can survive off one. You're fine.
I
might have
almost didn't see it the second. Actually, okay, so I saw it at the Public, and then I saw it on Broadway because I saw it at the Public. My mom had to pull out because of family thing. She wasn't in the state because she had to deal with the family thing. But then when she came back, I was like, we have to see this. And so she's like, okay, like when tickets for Broadway go on sale, I'll grab them. And so we saw it. But then on a whim, I entered a raffle for like $10 if you donated to this like small farm that Leslie Odom Jr. was promoting. You were entered to like win 2 tickets and a backstage tour.
Oh, that's awesome.
Poor Alicia is having problems on her end. And I was thinking, there's no way I'm gonna win this. Like, I'm sure everyone and all of their dead ancestors have entered this thing. You know, like not even just like their grandma, like everyone. I'm sure has entered, and I win. And I don't believe it because I emailed the person back and they're like, oh, you won. And I'm thinking like it's a spam thing. So I wrote back and I was like, can you confirm I won? And she's like, you entered the Hamilton thing. And I was like, yeah, but like, can you? I was like, no offense. I just don't believe this is real. And then she like sent the video where the actor who was playing Washington announced, like pulled my name out of the hat and read my name. I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
And then, so that was months before the performance. And then it turns out my mom broke her femur that day. So I was like, oh, I'm not going. And my mom's like, what are you talking about? You are going. And then, and I had moved, and I picked a date like later in the summer because I knew my friend was in the show, but as like a swing. So I was like, you know, I just want to see him like backstage after the show. Get to the show, and I'm looking through the playbill, and oh look, there's an insert, and my friend is playing Burr at that night's performance.
That's
and
incredible.
I messaged him, and he's still backstage, like because it hasn't been curtained yet. I'm like, you didn't tell me he's a guy. He wanted it to be a surprise because he knows I see his social media all the time.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know.
So yeah, it's like I'm never going to be able to see Hamilton again. Nothing's going to top that the same way like seeing Sarah Bareilles and Jason Mraz sing and perform like the concept album for Waitress live in Waitress. Never going to top that either. So I'm just like, there are certain shows I love. And I'm done. Like they're retired in my mind. That's it. Hannah is here. Hello. Wow, we got a party this morning. Yeah, we also had a party last night. Half my guests here were there, and I'm proud of them for being awake. I couldn't keep up for the time I was there either. Nia, slow, steepy. People talking about Hamilton. Jabria, hello. Such a cool story. Yeah, thank you. Okay, everyone's in the room, so I'm gonna start at the 15-minute mark, which means I need to get my ass moving and get the timer ready. 10 minutes. That's a 20-minute timer. We're going to use you later. Okay. Share.
That's a surprise tool that will help us later.
Kid shows.
That is my life right now. Don't judge.
Oh, I'm not judging, but it's like
I'm very invested in the Bluey plot line, okay?
I feel so out of the loop until like a neighbor calls me to babysit and I'm like, oh, the show is still on? And not like reruns, but like, oh, it's still going. And then there are a bunch of ones where it's like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with this. I was like, well, I'm glad, but I have no idea what it is because it wasn't around when I was a kid.
If they would bring Dragon Tales back, I would be very happy.
I love Dragon Tales.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. There was another one that no, I would always rush home from school and at 4:00, Sailor Moon came on Toonami.
That's my all-time favorite. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but now I watch it as an adult and I'm like, oh my God, Sabrina, you're so whiny and you don't take responsibility for your actions. Holy, like it's watching as a parent, totally different. Like you watch The Little Mermaid.
You just insulted Sabrina from that, and I was like, Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
No.
Sabrina Chilling Adventures of Sabrina? Like the name Sabrina.
No, actually it's Serena. I didn't mean Sabrina. My apologies. Someone's going to attack me on that. But it's like
she's 14.
Yeah, true. But so watching The Little Mermaid, in The Little Mermaid, you're like, yes, go find your love. As an adult, you're like, you're 15, stay in the ocean. You don't know what you want.
Also,
I'm just
sacrificing everything for a guy.
Also, isn't she a hoarder?
Yes, legit. She is a hoarder.
He's a hoarder.
But she's organized. It's not like the messy hoarder. I mean, everything has its place on the shelves.
This is true.
Okay, sorry. Digress.
we will come back to it, and we will also talk about Steve's video that like broke the internet. But thank you, Mercer. Okay, now we're really going to start our sprint, and then we can chat about kid shows and whatever else we want to during the break. I have a feeling we're going to be procrastinating during the first sprint. So in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. Ending at the 26-minute mark, wherever you are. that was the end of our first sprint. How did everyone do? Whoever wants to pop in, we don't have to do it automatically.
Sorry, I was still reading. So I decided to procrastinate some more by doing some beta readings for somebody else so that I don't have to look at my stuff.
That's the best way because you're still being productive.
Well, the last couple of weeks I used to plan out the next 5 years of my life, so
That also is productive.
I am pro.
Wow. Or whoever next.
We'll go over.
Yeah, I was revising one of my chapters and just seeing what things I could change, but I didn't get super far. Yeah.
It was only 10 minutes. That's okay.
That's true.
It's our warm up.
I'm trying to finish. So I was a little productive in the sense that I did, in the last 5 minutes, work on a short outline from a book that I bought when I went to the store yesterday. It's called Write the Story.
Oh, I've seen that around.
Yeah. And the first writing prompt, each page is a different one. The first writing prompt says, a strange request at a piano bar. Include the following in your story. Carnivals, sprained, mask, oxidation, awkward, apple, juvenile, controversy, twirl, sassafras. Yeah, sassafras.
Oxidation, and all I can think of is jewelry. I'm like, I don't know how you're going to fit all those into one story. But.
Well, so far, the only ones that I was having issues with, the last one is controversy. So here, let me pull the audience here. When it says, mention this in your story, do you think that I should use the specific word or where the plot is a controversy, but I don't say the word controversy is enough?
If it's part of your plot, then you can just have a character say something like controversy.
I like to have the words in there, but what's immediately jumped out to me is a controversy over some sassafras.
It's funny how I was thumbing through and I'm like, oh, I got this idea of this. So I'll let you in a little secret. Hopefully the next sprint I can actually write it out, but I got a little bit. Sassafras, I decided, is since that's the name of a city, that's going to be where one of my characters is from.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so I'm cheating a little bit. But Apple is going to be in her purse somewhere.
Do you mind sharing that list in the chat? Because I had a flash of inspiration and I would also like to procrastinate.
I will jump that in. You know what? I'll even put it up on the chat so anybody viewing can jump in on this if you want to. And I've decided, I even started, I think this is going to be my YouTube video to start back in. I still got to do another YouTube video of what I'm doing whatsoever and why I've been gone. But it's okay. Yeah, thanks for the input.
The apple in the purse reminds me of this. We were eating lunch and our patient that had an appointment right before or right after lunch, she came in and she sat down and then she just pulls out a package of cheese from her purse and then she's offering it to us and she's taking it with her finger and I'm like, I don't want the random cheese from her.
I've done purse beer, but we had cheese.
Yeah.
You didn't know you were going to come in during our lunch, so you just randomly had this cheese in your purse in case you were hungry.
As a parent, I always have snacks. Actually for a while there, I didn't carry a purse at all. I would just throw my wallet, my cell phone in my back pockets. But now that I'm always thinking, hey, I need a book to read or I got a planner with me or something like that. Now I carry a purse. And if I got my kids with me, I'm for sure having a snack. And then let's face it, when the kids go, no, I don't want that anymore, and you're eyeing it and you go, okay, and you just start eating.
Holly, Jessi, whoever wants to go.
I just made coffee. That's it. That's all I did.
That's a win.
That's important.
The best. I've got tea and coffee. I was like, I'm just going to go.
I made tea at the beginning of this whole thing, and it's still sitting in the kitchen.
Whoops. I worked on my planner. found some cute stickers, and yeah, so that was good. And I'm starting this 30-day journal challenge that I got from, what is this from? Oh, Passion Planner. Yeah, that I finally cleaned off my desk because it had a whole bunch of stuff on it. And I'm like, oh, look, this 30-day journal challenge that I didn't do. So I'm like, let's start it today.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
I created the graphic for the podcast's Instagram, and I posted that. And now, right before the timer went off, I was looking for images to include in my Seussical video. And I'm remembering in my search that they used to have the Playbill used to have like the original Cat in the Hat, who I never saw, but I'm so used to seeing the album cover where it just has like the gloved hand of the Cat in the Hat sticking through a manhole cover in New York. So it's awesome. Kind of like, Ella Enchanted before, not Ella Enchanted. Wow, different movie. Enchanted. I'm like, my brain is like, that's wrong. I know both movies. I know the difference. I swear, sleep deprivation made me say the wrong one. So yeah, I'm just finding different things and deciding what I want to include. What was the book called again? Wait, what?
Do you have a premiere date?
Oh, right, the story. Okay.
Do you have a premiere date for your podcast yet?
Yeah, it's coming out on Tuesday, 11 a.m.
Is it going to be like book focused, writing focused, or just like all
things?
It's
writing focused. Kelly, who came, I don't know why. I have Cloudbot. No, Cloudbot is just not on my YouTube.
Twitch.
Yeah. Oh, okay, now it worked. It just took a bit.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so Kelly, this is her Twitch handle and her Instagram handle and Twitter and everything, but basically not her YouTube one, which is her name, Kelly Wright. But yeah, so Tuesday, and then because it's a long message, it got broken up on YouTube. So very excited. Let's see comments. Kelly had come in. Tea and Typewriters, hello. Feel like long time no see. Yeah, so Mercer got the first book in my new adult sci-fi trilogy. Thank you. Kelly came in. Charlie came in. Crow, my boss is in this. Oh, sorry. Erica, 461 words, 360 for Mercer, dog parenting for Nia. Finished planning one lesson, one more to go. Awesome. Barrett, hello. Regina, organizing my editing schedule. The wedding party is with the editor, right? So are you talking about for your current book? Got my geometry homework done. I have to do a project for my theology class. I started looking at criteria for that and whatnot, fun school things this morning for me. Theology class, like all of theology, or only the Abrahamic religions? So those are less fun.
I've never heard them described that way, but I'm using Abrahamic religions for the rest of my life now.
That's how I learned it in did we study it in elementary school? No, I think they waited until middle school.
In high school, I had to take Old Testament and New Testament.
As an English major, I read more Old and New Testament stuff than I did while I was in Hebrew school.
I had to take Bible every single year, and I hated it.
Yeah, the one class I did like was world religions, and I was like, finally, something different. Come on.
Yeah, I think I was okay. In my head, 5th grade is middle school, but maybe it's still elementary. I don't know. But that's when I had a really cool teacher, and we started learning about like multiple religions. So like we went into Hinduism and Buddhism, and then it wasn't until 7th grade when we kind of just focused on the Abrahamic religions, and we're like, Quran, Bible, they hate each other. They shouldn't, because there's a lot more in common, yada, yada, yada. And that was basically the only good thing that came out of my experience at that hellhole for those 11 years.
We never actually studied any other religion aside from, I went to a church school, so we were like, this is the way. Okay.
I'm just imagining the school going, "This is the way. I have spoken."
Be a
How
lot
many
cooler if
references
it
can we
is.
have? Yeah. Oh my god, all the movie references right now and shows, and this is my group.
I love it.
Yes.
Hello, Amanda. Oh, it's back from the editor. Damn, your editor is fast. I feel like it just went off to her. Going through her suggestions and corrections, outlined the next one while she edited. Yeah, I knew that, because I've converted you to being a solid planner instead of a pantser. Went to a Baptist school for 3 months, had Bible studies class. I was very confused during it because I was raised Mormon, and there's a lot different between the two religions. This class is just like Christianity and Catholicism, but I do wish we'd branch out to learn about different religions because they all seem so cool to learn about.
Yeah, it was really cool to learn about other religions. The one thing that got me was, so I went to a Catholic school, but I was raised Presbyterian. They said the Lord's Prayer differently. I forget the difference. It was one said trespassers, and those trespass against us. The other one said debtors, and those who or something.
I've never heard debtors.
I forget.
Those who trespass against us.
Yeah, there was another one, and I want to say it was debtors or something, but either way.
Forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
One's
it
King
has to be
James
that, but I've
version, and
never
one
heard.
is like I think one is King James version, one's NIV.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Judaism is the only Abrahamic religion that doesn't try to convert people. They don't believe in that. Orthodox,
But that's just my personal belief. I just believe that everyone should expose themselves. Sorry, we're going political. I'll keep my opinions to myself. Just everyone expose themselves, and then no one try to convert anyone. If someone shows interest, talk about it. If they don't show interest, don't shove it down their throat.
Yeah.
Valid.
Sorry, that's my soapbox.
That's okay. I think we all agree on here. I can't really be friends with people, like really close friends with people who believe that religion, like, should be foisted upon people. Like, there's tradition, and if you agree with it, fine. But I feel like in most cases, that's not how it is, especially with Christianity. The number of people who I know who have been like, yeah, my Christian upbringing turned me against religion. I'm like, oh.
Present and accounted for.
Do you think like Judaism is kind of like that though? Like they don't try to convert people because it's more of a cultural thing?
Yeah.
Like your mom needs to be Jewish for you to be Jewish, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, people can convert and it's fine, but like they're not out there with missionaries trying to do that to people. And Orthodox Judaism is like as bad to women as what the Taliban is doing. And the most Jewish religious person in my family, but he's just the most religious person in my family. My older uncle, because my mom is the middle child and she has an older brother and a younger brother, he's conservative Judaism. So he's more religious than my mom, and that's how they all grew up. But he hates Orthodox Jews for like what they do to women and things like that. And Hasidic, which is like even worse. So he'll go on a very long rant if you bring it up to him, which we don't, and he'll still do. But yeah, so religions that throw stones at each other. I'm like, you do realize that you're basically all hypocrites. And if we followed the Bible, we wouldn't be able to wear polyester blends. Everyone would still own slaves. polygamy would be the norm. And a bunch of other not great things. And then people who say that Sodom and Gomorrah is like anti homosexuality. God got pissed off because humans tried to assault his angels. It had nothing to do with the fact that they were the same gender at the time. When it was written, it's not like they acknowledged other genders, but and then also Judaism, it's built into the religion that you're supposed to question God, because that's what all of like the main people in Judaism did, and then they got rewarded for it because their faith was tested, and then they like.
Ooh, I've never heard that before, but that's an interesting concept.
Yeah. So it's basically the only one where it's like, yeah, God will really mess you up if you mess up, but at the same time, he lets you question it as long as you then end up on his side, which, still a tyrant, but like.
I actually have a side podcast that's unrelated to writing where I talk about some of my experiences.
Ooh, okay. Drop the link to that in the private chat because I don't think you're a mod on my channel yet. And then I will post that.
I post on there sporadic episodes, mostly when I get questions about the way that I grew up.
Converting depends on the person, and if you go to Catholic school, then it kind of like, well, that makes good sense. People need to find their truths. Yeah, because I met somebody awesome. No, I'm not saying that people in Christianity are all bad or people who are Muslim are all like, if you're in a religion, I'm not saying you're bad, but I feel like people who are religious wield that as a weapon many times to be bigots in one way or another. And that's the issue I have with a lot of organized religions. It's a human rights thing that's like wrapped up in, it's religious tradition, so it's fine. And I'm like, slavery was also a tradition. That doesn't mean it's okay. So that's my problems with religion. It's not, and then also, abuse that happens and then is power hungry, protected and things like that. But again, human rights stuff. It's not the theological things I have a problem with. Surprisingly, I learned more. I promise we're going to do our next sprint soon. Surprisingly, I learned about Christianity and other religions in those 2 years. More about Christianity and other religions in those 2 years than my entire childhood of church. They're also very much, this is what we teach, but also we encourage you to find your relationship with Christ yourself. Our Christian college at the base of Appalachian Mountains in the South, it was surprisingly progressive. Kelly is from Appalachian. She's also very progressive for that area. So it exists, but not the norm, clearly. What was the next tree that was picked? I wrote it all down. Okay, Ghosty, picked by Chandra.
Ooh, there's a new tree species.
Yeah, I unlocked it the moment I had it and I was drinking it. I had over 1,000 coins at the time. So I was like, unlock, and then it could finally show me the actual number of coins I had again. Awesome.
I need to get on your level.
I just use it when I'm going, or I didn't the past 2 nights, which is why I stayed up so freaking late. But normally when I'm like, okay, it's bedtime, I set a 3-hour deep focus. So if I open it, I'll kill the tree.
Oh.
So it makes me go to sleep, and because I'm constantly doing the 3 hours, it accumulated a lot during the earlier parts of the panini.
That is genius.
Or panorama, or whatever you want to call it, except the actual thing, because YouTube doesn't like that.
The Great Pancake.
Ooh, I like that. I've never heard that. Okay, I ain't read out the last one, my bad. Victor, Golf, Tango, Hotel, Tango, Charlie. The GTH almost made me want to say goth, and I'm like, there's no O.
Well, looking at it, I'm like, man, we're doing shorthand for Gothic. Like minus the V. So Victorian Gothic would be the shorthand of the.
Ooh, I like it.
I like it.
That's what I'm writing.
Nice.
Now I feel like all of us should like write a V Gothic, and like that's the prompt.
Like we find a prompt in the code.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Well, there was a time where Keelan was doing a 10K stream and I was generating forest codes. And one of them was like, it was FUX. And she's like, I want to read it out loud, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, that's great.
Grand pancake. I took a screenshot of this code, so I'll remember later if we actually decide we want to do it. People are in the room, which is great. I'm going to share.
I had to double check and make sure I was in my own room. Gotta get my tree.
Yeah. No, I don't want to share a window. I want to share a tab. I have so many things open on my computer right now, but my new computer doesn't crash immediately.
Yay! It's the little things, working properly.
Yeah. Sometimes it still has problems though, because I didn't actually end up getting more RAM like I planned because my other computer crashed, and I was like, I can't wait until I can afford more RAM right now. So when I graduate, maybe I'll just do that, or I'll just wait until this one busts and then I'll get one with more RAM.
You know what I did? I waited till it was time for me to apply for a new credit card because I like periodically space them just to like bump my credit. And then I waited till the Prime Days.
Yeah.
And so I applied for it on that day and got a new computer with that. So I also get like the 10% off for applying for the card and then the Prime Day discount. And then I get points for it.
That's
genius. I'm
awesome.
stealing so many ideas.
No, I mean, if it works, it works. Damn it, where? Sorry, I have to go through the code on something to like get an image. There we go. Get an image for my video. I like that I know how to use code because it lets me do this, like just rip images from websites that would normally not allow it. Okay. You know what? We're at 49, so I'm just going to wait until the 50-minute mark to start it because we're so close. I have never bought RAM before. Yeah, you can't do it externally like you can for SSD. So I never worry about that because I also put a lot of things in the cloud, different clouds. But RAM is what lets you multitask, and I just didn't upgrade that this time around. In the future, I will. Okay, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Oh, nope. The tree's only 10 minutes, but it's okay because it would look exactly the same if I had planned it for 20. But the timer on screen is how long we're going for. Sorry about that. I'll remember for next time. Love living in the city. How did everyone do?
I did good. I wrote a flash fiction with the prompt, and I did a little bit more of the reading that I was working.
This was the prompt, if people can.
I'm just saying, I think we should share it because it's really quick, whereas I'm still writing mine. But in my defense, I'm running around with a 3-year-old and dogs and
I think
just
you
making
should put
excuses.
it on your Ko-fi page.
Oh,
I will do that.
yes.
If you would like to read today's prompt, please head over to my Ko-fi page where it will be made available.
It's down there. Also, everyone's links are down below, like in the description. Yeah, I'm going to take the prompt down now. There we go. Lots of scrolling. Danielle?
Yeah, I worked on a chapter for a little while, and then I started doing some beta reading for a friend, and she's just hilarious. Like, I'm already loving it. So if you see me just like smiling like an idiot, it's because like, the writing's so good.
Always said beta reading is like talking through a movie. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
Like it's the acceptable version of talking through a movie. I've always loved it. It's like if anybody is old enough to remember Mystery Science Theater 3000, that's what I think of.
I went to one on a date. So I know what you're referencing, but like I don't know it. Like
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. It was like sci-fi before sci-fi really had its own shows. Back when I think they actually still called it the Science Fiction Channel, not Sci-Fi. Yeah. If I remember correctly, it's been a number of years. I admit I was young then too, so I'm not that.
No, I
old.
think you're right.
Yeah, but yeah, it was. I enjoyed watching it personally, just because you could talk through it. That's why I'm a horrible like friend to go to the movies with, because I'll lean over and I go, "That was dumb." she's gonna die, and then she dies later. And I go, "I told you so."
I love those friends in movies though. Like
I will make it funny. Like I will take a crappy movie and it will be hilarious, and then we have an inside joke for the rest of our friendship. Like
exactly.
Yeah, I'll just text you randomly.
Do reaction videos on YouTube.
You should.
Not writing related at all. Or you could do it kind of like that. So
Story
like you could
analysis.
do Dylan is in trouble plus writing critiques. Like that's your commentary angle.
Yeah, I have my moments. What sucks though is that I'll think of something funny, and then like weeks later, I think of something even funnier, and I'm like, oh god, I should have done that. Like I even had it where I was having a
You could edit it weeks later and do like interjections and be like editing Natalie here.
Hey, so it's been 5 weeks, and you know when you mull something over, yeah, this was that moment. So here's what I should have said. Throw it in.
I would watch that.
Oh my god! And then I would have to update my videos and be like, "Hey, remember that video that was posted like this long ago? Well, I re-updated it. Here you go." and then I'll just up my view count.
Cool,
because everyone
people who've been on your channel for a long time can be like, see the evolution.
Like always rewatch videos,
or you can like private or unlist like the older versions. But like people will, and you can be like, oh, in an older version, and people will be like, I was there for that. I remember.
Though unlisting kind of makes me think of like back in before DVRs and stuff like that. If you missed the show, you missed the show. Like there was no like you had to fix your bathroom break in the commercial break. Grab popcorn at that time, and then your family is shouting from the other room, "It's on!" And you're like clearing the back of the couch trying to get there.
That's still how my bathroom breaks work, even though I have control of the pause button.
You know, there's no fear like that someone else will have to go to the bathroom at the same time, and they'll beat you to the closer bathroom, and then you have to go downstairs, and you're running up the stairs, and your legs are burning, and you have to turn out the light. And your grandparents are like, "Don't turn out the light." And you're like, "But the show is on." That's not real.
Yeah.
That
Or yeah, like, so you saying that forget to turn out the light. Like I'm a stickler about the lights being turned out. Like I'm constantly going through this house and I'm like, turn it off. Like who pays the
like
bills?
in my mom's apartment, even though I'm pretty sure like the Con Ed bill for her is included, whereas it's not included for my place here. And so like I actually have better lighting where I'm streaming here than I ever did at my desk at my mom's place, because it was on the other side. And there was the bookshelf, which I loved, but it like covered where any light could come from up top. And just, you know, I mean, I would use my ring light then, but I also had to have my room light on so that it didn't look like I was telling a scary story. And now it's like I only really turn on the lights when it's dark.
Yeah.
My
son turned off this light, so I don't look as pale as I did at the beginning of this video stream. But I got like bay windows over here that are shining through. It's fine. I've embraced the paste. I know I look like Casper, and I just accept it. It'll be fine.
Kelly says the same thing, and because I think we see each other when we record our podcast. Like we don't record the video, but she'll like always make a crack, and I'm like, I mean, it's fine.
I think she got it from me because I swear her and I were on and I said it one time and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm taking that." And I was like, "Dude, I took it from someone else. Have that it. Like, this is free reign."
I'm sure that's true. I feel like at this point, almost all of my co-hosts have been on with all my other co-hosts.
Yeah.
Like, people will sometimes at the end be like, "Oh, it's nice meeting you." And I'm like, "Oh, you two hadn't met yet?"
No.
Because it's like, I've known you both for months.
So what I've done, I've only written this far down to here and a full page. And then I digressed at one point, even though I did a little outline on a separate page to help me. It didn't work. Past Natalie is not present Natalie is not listening to past Natalie. There we go. But I was able to mark off Carnival, Mask, and Oxidation. Now I still got to do Sprained, Apple, Juvenile, Controversy, Twirl, Sassafras, and Awkward. So we'll see how this plays out.
I like that. Jessi. Oh, sorry, Natalie.
No, I'm good. No, we were done. You were reading my mind at that moment.
Okay.
So I decided to start outlining book 2 in my pending series, and I'm doing dual.
It's a spicy pen name, and you're never gonna know, except she almost spoiled it in a vlog. So I think you all should subscribe to her YouTube in case we're lucky and she messes up one time and forgets to edit it out.
I want to know.
Very possible it could happen. But I just got yesterday the paperback of the first book. So I'm super excited about that. But I'm working on outlining book 2. And I'm doing dual POV for the first time ever in my writing career.
I love dual POV. It's like my favorite thing. And I miss it.
I don't like love reading dual POV. But then when I thought about this book, I was like, it would be weird not to have it just because of what happens in the book. So that's why I'm doing it. But also I've never written a male point of view. So
that's not true. You wrote the first of Twisted.
Right. That's right.
Fate. Twisted Fate. I realized that all of the books in that series start with Twisted because it's called the Twisted series. So I can't.
Just get men to read it. And you'll be good.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No. Just imagine like Ben Barnes being it, because Ben Barnes is a male character written by a woman in real life.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. But
I stole that from a meme, but it's true.
Yeah. So that's what I'm up to, just over here trying to figure things out.
What's your outlining process like?
So I never used to outline, and then I was like, for this series, I'm trying to do rapid release. So I'm like, there's no way I can just pants 6 books. It's not going to go well. So I usually start with a beat sheet, like Save the Cat style, and then I will do a chapter by chapter with just like jot notes of like the really important things that I know need to happen. But I try not to do like super, super detailed outlines because I find for me that takes away some of the joy of drafting. So yeah, that's kind of what I do.
I just added this to my Ko-fi shop yesterday. I finally was inspired by my VIP club chat with Regina and Crow that morning to just power through and do it. So
nice.
It's really open-ended. So I wrote a letter in it explaining that. So actually I realized I should take a screenshot of that letter so people can see the image and be like, oh, it's so worth it for me to get this.
I'm a reformed pantser, so I'm always interested to see how everyone outlines.
Someone in the comments said I'm never going to convert them. Okay, yeah. Alicia said you'll never convert me. I am set out to convert Regina to being a planner.
I feel like certain people can be a pantser. Like Alicia can, and she did double or triple nano last year as a pantser. And so so it's that works for her. I would have died. I would not have.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games until you have to edit and it's a trash can fire.
Yes.
And then you've written a second book and it's also a trash can fire because the first book was a trash can fire. And I'm not speaking from experience, but I'm still trying to unravel the mess that is these 2 book drafts.
So I had so if you've read my book, The Belgrave Legacy, you'll know that I have part 2. And if I remember where the cutoff was for part 3. Yeah. These used to be written as 3 different books, and I pantsed all 3. And the first one I was happy with. And then the second one, there wasn't substantive enough to be its own book. And the third one was, and then I was like, okay, it's all going to be one book. So this is the only book I've pantsed that I've published. Everything else was plotted out. And I would go off outline sometimes, so I had to readjust. But for this series, I actually didn't go off outline at all, which was why I was able to write and publish it within 3 months of each other back to back. The book I would submit for pre-order, and then I'm like, okay, time to outline book 2. Because I pulled a Jessi where it was I hadn't outlined all of them in advance, which is what she did for the first season of Charlie Travesty, which is in a hardcover, which I got. I never get hardcovers, but I got a hardcover for you, Jessi, because it was so pretty. And she was like, I'm never going to do that. And I watched a stream where you and Kelsey were on Brittany Wang's channel talking about serials, and you're like, oh, this was so bad. We're never going to do this again. And I was like, yeah, I'd never do it. You know what I did? I did it, but I'm also never going to do it again.
It's so intense because if you missed those Amazon deadlines, you were in pre-order jail for a year.
Gosh.
Oh, that's incentive.
Yeah.
Alicia's cracking me up.
Yeah.
That's not November Alicia's problem.
I mean, I think it's totally fine, but if you reach a point where you're like, okay, especially, and I don't know if Alicia is pursuing traditional or indie, but if you're wanting to publish a number of books per year, I don't think it's really sustainable to not outline.
Yeah.
Just for time's sake. It has nothing to do with your creative process, but if you can learn to outline, I think it's really beneficial. And there was a book that I read, I'm looking at it on my shelf. It's called Take Off Your Pants by
I have that book.
Hawker. I can't remember her first name, but I highly recommend reading it if you're a pantser who's even slightly considering maybe trying to outline a little bit. And that's not to say that you need to do a fully extensive 5,000 word outline, but yeah, that's my thoughts on the topic.
I will say, outlining is different. So the way I outlined for this short story, I wrote ideas down of Apple and Purse from Sassafras, Indiana, picture of carnival group photos across the walls and stuff, group entertainers and stuff. Like that was my outline. Was I had these like flashes of ideas, and I just threw it down knowing it would take place in this scene. So like there's no wrong way to outline, in my opinion, as long as you're getting the broad brush stroke.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I am shamelessly plugging this because I think everyone could get something out of it. And I talk about like how adaptable it is. But Take Off Your Pants was a good one. And the snowflake method is amazing if you're very resistant to outlining and you feel like you just have the ideas and you're thinking it more holistically. Mm-hmm. That's really good. And my method is more structured than that in some ways, and more and less structured at the same time in other ways. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a good one if you're like, oh, I don't want to do a chapter by chapter outline.
And I don't even use the full snowflake.
Yeah. And then I was about to say one other one and I totally forgot.
Romancing the Beats.
I mean, that one's good too. Oh, I was going to say that like the way Natalie writes and Romancing the Beat even more than, and the snowflake method and kind of like Freytag's pyramid and the hero's journey. If you just keep it in your mind, that's more like tentpole writing. Or so it's a little bit more structured than Headlights writing where you're like, I only know like maybe a little bit more. But if you know you're writing to certain points, it helps, even if you don't know like every step of the way. Or if you're like me, I come up with the premise and the end almost at the same time that I come up with the title. And then I do the book description based on that. And I go into that in my guide. And then I figure out the middle.
I will say I date my outline. I'm not married to it.
Yeah.
That is a great way to put it.
I like that.
I love that so much. I've never heard that.
Kelly and I have an episode all about outlining. I don't remember which episode it is. So
Your podcast's going to be on Spotify, Sarah?
Oh, it's on Spotify.
Cool.
It's on Google Play. It's actually, you know what, I'm going to just drop the podcast link through Podbean, because even though you can listen to it through there, you don't have to. And it has almost all the links. That's not the correct link. It has almost all the links posted, but for some reason it doesn't include like the Audible link. It only shows the Amazon Music link.
I found it. There, I followed you.
It's so pretty.
The more people who follow us across platforms, the better numbers we get, which then means we can petition Pandora to put us on their platform. Ooh. So I don't need you all to subscribe through Podbean, although it is a cool podcasting platform and app. And yeah, so even if you're not a podcast listener, although I think you'd like this because it's kind of like my live streams, but just with Kelly, where we chat about stuff, I think you'll like it. The trailer's up, and the first 5 minutes of the first episode is up on the Ko-fi page, which is ko-fi.com/thewriterspodcast. I think I've started putting that in my descriptions of live streams and stuff.
How often are you releasing episodes?
Every week on Tuesday at 11 a.m. The previews for monthly Ko-fi supporters for as little as $1 a month will be going up on Sundays at 11 a.m. So like a few days earlier.
Okay. Are you on Apple Podcasts?
Yeah.
Oh, I see you.
Yeah.
I couldn't find it on Apple Podcast.
You have to scroll a little bit.
Yeah.
And I use Spaces.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone, for that. We are going to start the next sprint in 1 minute at the 30-minute mark. So I'm going to share the timer again so I can click go. I didn't read out this code, but it looks like everyone's in it anyway. So we were chatting about fun things. This was a really good video, by the way. If you don't follow the Try Guys, you can. Eugene is.
I was watching it earlier. I didn't finish it yet though, but
I watched
yeah,
it yesterday. It's a really good video.
yeah. I actually got to meet Eugene a few years ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah, him and the Try Guys. They're all like the way they are in their
Yeah.
videos.
I went to the one at the Beacon Theater for their tour. I almost said trailer. And it was Zach's birthday, and they had included clips of that like in their vlog. And I was like, I was there for that.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna start the sprint. Take this down, and we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity. I remembered to do the Forest app for the proper length this time. How did everyone do?
I got words, and on the project I've been supposed to be working on the whole time, so I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I did some more beta reading and taking notes. So yeah, I'm still enjoying it.
So I finished the short story, and it's funny. I think so. When I make a video of this for my channel, I think I'm going to talk about how I created this outline-ish, and then I started writing, and I totally dated the outline, and then I said, sorry, either change or I'm moving on. And luckily it changed for me, so I appreciate that. Yeah. And I was able to get all the words in. Like I filled the page completely, and the very last line finally used controversy, and it's not how I originally intended. And that was kind of the fun thing. And then I had to do Google searches because I decided one of my good friends gave me the idea of apple martini for the apple. And I was like, perfect, we're at a bar. So that was pretty cool. And but yeah, I might actually write this together. So whoever's next.
I outlined like 1.5 chapters, and I was feeling, because I've been editing the first book like crazy, eating, sleeping, breathing this book. So I was kind of burnt out a little bit. So I was worried that diving into like the next book so soon was going to make me feel like meh about it. But I'm excited about the story and where it's going. So I'm having a good time.
Exciting. I listened to the sample of the first episode of the Rightish podcast. It was really good. And I finished reading The Arc of Cavern of Terror, so I wrote that review, and then I started working on editing my YouTube video. So productive.
I asked people on screen in the private chat how much a hit would cost. And
I missed the whole thing.
and I put that into my outline. And I also pulled up the lineup. That sounds too sporty, but like the episode list of season 1. It's on the Kofi page, but outlining is episode 4. And we have an episode about revision in episode 10, but we're also going to revisit it in a future season. Season 2 is going to have interviews, including Jessi. And then, other people. And I'm trying to get as many of my publishing master's professors to let me interview them for the podcast in the future. So I got one to say yes. My former boss and now former professor has like 60 clients he's an agent for. So I don't know if he has enough time ever. But I'll ask him at some point. And then the other agents I read for at the same agency, and the agents I'm working for now. A friend of a friend who writes the Forensics for Writers series is going to be interviewed. His episode's going to come out in February. We've already planned season 2, if it's not clear. And so we have interviews planned in addition to us chatting. But season 1 is just me and Kelly chatting about things. I'm sorry you lost the to-do list, but I'm glad you remembered something on the list.
I was going to say, oh, well, guess it wasn't meant to be. That's the procrastinator in me talking. Do not listen.
Honestly, I'm the same way. It's like, this sounds like a Monday thing now.
Hi, Maggie. Thank you for coming in. Charlie cannot find out where to type in the referral code to add my friend on Forest. I haven't done this in forever. And then I'll set up the next room. But settings. Hold on. Okay. That's how you invite friends. Where's the one where you... Are you entering the code? You're entering the code, right? You don't do a referral code to add a friend. You just put in their email. You do add friend. Oh, okay. They did it. They did change it. Who entered my referral code? I'm sorry. Like I said, I haven't done this part in forever. Is it under friends? Sorry, everyone. I used to know this completely like the back of my hand now. Come on. I think it's under settings, but I don't remember where because it's not under the friend thing. Is it under gift box?
I thought you add friends like you're already in a room with them and you click on their name.
No, but then you have to enter like the referral code, and if you refer
that thing.
If you refer 5 friends and they enter your code, you unlock the pair house tree. Hidden put together. I can't find it. You might have to scroll through their Instagram account to find the instructions. I'm also wondering if they're just hiding it from me because I've added people that way and they're like, you've done too many. I don't know. Sorry.
No more for you.
Okay, I'll figure it out one day. So how do you get the 500 coins? Every time they enter your code, you get coins. So you do that by going into settings, invite friends and get rewards, and then you see your code in green. And if you click the share and you click save image.
I've been talking on mute this whole time. Does yours not have the little sprout under the coins?
No. Oh. But I told it to stop showing me that because it was constantly showing me. And then if you click there and the share thing next to the code and save image, you get a cute generated image that you can share on your social media. Invite 25 friends. Record of invitation. No, that's not helpful.
For me, if I click on the sprout, it pops up right away, and then it's got a little like a download or upload button, and you click that, and it pulls up my text messages and emails, and I can send it straight from there.
But I think she's trying to enter a friend's code.
Oh,
is what I'm saying, and that's somewhere else than I used to know. Hi, Phoebe. She helping you outline?
Sure. I'll let that. She seems to think she's helping, but
she's your editing supervisor according to your Instagram posts and things like that. Okay, next forest room. Picked by Jessi.
Can I take the photo for Instagram really quick while you have your cat here? I realize I never actually take a photo of these live streams.
Yes.
Ooh, I found the referral place. So to enter someone else's code, go onto the invite page, and there's a little not a postage stamp, but it's got a percent sign in the middle of it, and click that, and you can enter the code there.
Chandra to the rescue.
It's gonna bug me. It's at that point, it's not even about the referral code; it's about winning. Ooh, ow! Be careful, Crow. That sounds painful.
Yeah. 3, Mike, uniform, Whiskey, Sierra, 2, uniform. My apartment building here, because I'm new, but also like they have a plastic divider between them and the doormen have a plastic divider between us and them, which is great, but it like blocks most of the sound in addition to us all wearing masks. So I have to use the military alphabet to say my apartment whenever I'm like asking for mail or the few times I've needed a key to my own place. Yeah. People are in the room. We're gonna start soon. This is our 4th out of 6 sprints, so we're gonna get close to 3 hours. If any of you need to dip before then, obviously in the chat you can dip whenever. You can, but let me know in the private chat here so I can try and make a space for you to do your outro. Sometimes that fails, and then I do the outro for you, but yeah.
So are we going to start 5 after?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Well, in that case, if you don't mind, I just read something and I want to share with y'all and see y'all's input on it. If someone's meaning is clear, don't correct their spelling or grammar. If their meaning isn't clear, ask for clarification without correcting their spelling or grammar. Start to decondition yourself from the colonial grammar rules that were forcibly ingrained upon you. Those systems exist to invisibly reinforce hierarchy. Unlearn the need to police those rules, especially when the rules do nothing to enhance comprehension. What do y'all think?
I like that.
I do think language is fluid and it grows. That's how we get slang, and then slang becomes part of the culture. And that's how words drop off and then words come on that we didn't have before. But I don't know. I found it interesting.
I collect dictionaries. So, I mean, I have opinions on this, but I agree with the, like, not if someone's not writing, then like it doesn't super matter. But I also find it really annoying when people make certain, and just because people feel that it doesn't add anything doesn't necessarily mean it's true.
I just love the examples where it's let's eat, grandma, or
oh, commas save lives. I am serious about my commas. I am an Oxford
or
comma.
the one where it's like strippers, JFK, and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one.
My favorite one is a woman without her man.
Oh,
is
I
nothing.
love that. Okay, I just saw that.
A woman without man, without her man is nothing. That's like, so the way, same words, but where the comma is spaced. I'm like,
Okay,
mic drop.
I'm gonna start after the 5-minute one because wait. Do I
But on the
I got
other side
11
of that, I can't spell, so usually we have a problem.
Well, spelling to me is one thing, but grammar, like, it kind of bugs me a little bit.
Yeah. When in doubt, add a comma.
Yeah, that too.
And then your editor will take out all your comma splices.
Yes, I like how you had this so quickly.
That was prepared.
I've seen this before, but I just saw this like
4 days ago
on my Instagram feed. I love this account, by the way. The language nerds with a period in between each word. They are an amazing account, and it's all grammar humor, and you're never going to go wrong with them. So I had that at the ready, and then I want to find.
You good?
Okay.
Oh.
I found the image for the other one, and the answer was Stalin, and it just ran
That was
away.
it. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also think context is important though, because I like don't be going on other people's social media and being like,
Yeah.
putting them on blast. But if someone like put something out and you're like, oh, that could really mean a lot of things, I think it's like DM them and just be like, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but
Yeah. You can never go wrong with the Oxford comma. That's the thing. Whereas you can go wrong with not including it.
I feel like it's like if you have spinach in your teeth. You don't want anyone shouting that in a crowded room. Just pull them aside and tell them nicely.
Yeah. But it's kind of annoying if you think you're fine and it turns out you're always getting spinach in your teeth and you got that one person they go, hey, and you're like, what? What is it now? What?
Yeah.
Or maybe they like to wear spinach in their teeth. You don't know.
Yeah, I don't really correct Kelly. Like she'll say certain things that I'm like, it's just her. It's fine. But there will be times where she's talking on the podcast. Like, I don't know if I'm saying it right. And then I'll just say it like in 4 words, like to recap what she said. And she's like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, that's what I'm here for, to translate.
But I feel like that's also different though, because you have a working relationship.
Yeah.
Versus like barging in on random people to be like, by the way, that's wrong.
Yeah, I'm not a grammar Kool-Aid man who like just busts through and is like, you're wrong.
That's the best grammar Kool-Aid man. Someone please make that into like
Kelly, do you want to draw that as a doodle? Not that you're not incredibly busy with a 2-year-old and a newborn. You know, I mean, I know she's a few months old at this point, but you know, still also very clingy, as you said during our stream.
It's called the 4th trimester.
She was talking about how she had to go out for the day and she was like so worried that, you know, they'd like be driving her partner crazy. And she came back and they're like totally fine doing their own thing. Like, I mean, safely, basically, like one was watching TV and the other was like in her cradle, bassinet, whatever. And like, no fuss whatsoever. And with her, they're always like trying to get her attention and to do things. And I'm like, motherhood. Won't experience that personally, but I admire anyone who's a parent.
That's what I think is beautiful about how society is going. Like those societal pressures are kind of being pulled back. People are asking why. Like, why do I have to get married and raise a family? Why can't I just get married? Or why do I even have to get married? Like, people are saying we've always done it that way is not the answer anymore. And I think that's kind of beautiful about how our society is evolving.
I mean, medically, women are still constantly told, like, you're going to change your mind. And my family, God love them, will still say that. So I just don't bring it up with them anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, it's still a problem. But I think the internet has made it easier for people to be like, I'm not the only one who feels this way.
No, most of my friends do not want to have children. And the older we've gotten, the more certain of that they have gotten. So I'm like, you know, I think you would be a great parent and I would 100% trust you with my kids, if I had any, but you are under absolutely no obligation to have them or to babysit for me if I do have them, because that's your life choice.
Like, I'm happy to babysit for my cousins and my neighbors and things like that. Because so far none of them have had nightmare kids.
But also not to be exclusive of people who don't have kids. Like, I know one of my mentors, he and his wife do not have children. And someone was like, hey, can you watch the kids while we go to a movie? But didn't invite her to go to the movie with them. Like, don't.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not cool.
No.
Yeah, I would also be willing to watch people's fur babies. Or I was until I had a really bad experience, and now I'm like, I don't know. Like I love pets, but it just.
I got to share a story now. So while I was traveling, hold on, sweetie. While I was traveling for work, my dogs were at the pet sitters at one point. While my kids went with their dad to go to Georgia to visit because I don't live near family at all. But I got a text saying that my dogs had ate the pet sitter's boa constrictor.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know the etiquette on that. Like, should I buy her a new snake or? And she's saying sorry to us, and I'm like, I'm sorry. My dogs are barbarians.
That is so funny.
I mean, that's what would happen in nature, but like, oh my god.
Yeah, I felt really bad. Like she's apparently, I didn't talk to her directly, but apparently the conversation was that it looked like a murder scene.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm 7,000 miles away, and I'm just like, I am sorry.
I have always been scared of snakes because when I was, I think 5 or something, I read a news story where a boa constrictor or a python
Like ate someone's arm?
No.
Okay.
Ate a child. Ate a 3-year-old.
Oh no.
And so I was like,
you make me want to hug my kid a little tighter right now.
Yeah, I was just like, I can't. And my babysitter at the time, her son had a boa constrictor, and I would see like the empty cage. Like he would always take it away if I like he wasn't there. And the snake wasn't there. Whenever my mom like had me spend the day at my babysitter's place instead of having her come to our place. But I would see that and I would like just mentally freak out, and I would like, there's nothing else that they can do. Like the snake literally isn't here. But I was like terrified.
I'm just scared of snakes, like in general. Like, I don't know, anything without legs is just so weird. Like, and they look so scary.
I'm unbothered by snakes, but spiders is an absolutely different story.
Okay, I'll kill spiders for you if you kill snakes for me if they come near me, okay?
The thing is that like people who I say that I'm scared of snakes who like live in areas where there are snakes, they're like, oh, most of them are harmless. And I'm like, but there are some that aren't, and I can't tell the difference.
Exactly. And like, even if they're not poison, like, do you want to be bitten by a snake ever?
My only problem with that is the ones that are most dangerous are the babies, which are really, really hard to see because they're so little, and they have absolutely no control over how much venom they inject if they bite you. So that's not great. This is true.
Yeah, they probably did.
That's what I'm assuming. I think your babies would like me.
My daughter's 10. She's getting to that age where she can babysit cheaply. And she's very mature for her age. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, with you as a mom, I'm not surprised. Yes. I mean that as a...
The facade is working. Because I totally have had ice cream for dinner before and hid it from my kids.
I don't know why that would be like an insult, but if it could be construed as an insult, I mean it as a compliment.
No, I didn't take it as an insult. I just say the facade is working a lot because, let's face it, we are not perfect. And there are some great days where I'm like on it and I'm like, yeah, I got a little snack basket with popcorn and candy. Let's do a movie night. And then there's other days where I'm like, watch Toy Stories 1 through 5 and leave me alone, please. There's only 4.
So, I mentioned this yesterday, but there is an amazing musical called Come From Away, and it's about what happened on 9/11 in Canada and with all the planes that got grounded there. And I recommended it to Jessi privately. It's on Apple TV, Nia. Another reason for you to get Apple TV. And there's a line where so they all play different characters, which is very cool, and they're very good at it too. Except the British guy that they filmed, or the British character, the actor they have for him, kept dropping his British accent, whereas the original guy was like really good at it. So my mom and I were sitting there, and we're like, oh no. But there's when everyone is freaking out on the plane because they're like, why aren't we being allowed to be let off? The flight attendant is like, we ran through every movie we had. And then one of the passengers is like, I'm a grandmother. I know that when you don't want to be asked questions, you start playing movies. And I was like, so.
Did you say come from away or home from away?
Come from away.
Okay.
It's a saying from Newfoundland. And they say where it is, like it's in the opening line of the musical. And it's just really good. And if you stay to watch the credits, like the credits of Hamilton just gave kind of a title sequence to every single actor, including the people in the ensemble, which is great. And then Come From Away, they show the actors with the real people that they were portraying. And in some cases they look very similar, and in other cases they don't. And like that is real colorblind casting, which we talked about after you two left last night. So it's just a really good show, and you're going to need a box of tissues, or if it's a half full box of tissues, have a full one ready to go too.
I that's the type of disclaimer I need when I watch stuff. Let me know if I'm going to need tissues. Let me know if I'm going to need to remove things near me, because otherwise I'll throw them at my TV.
You're not going to throw anything. I guess as a trigger warning, there are moments of Islamophobia in it, not promoting it, but just showing like that's what people were feeling at the time. But also like the humor that they use is just really good. And this black guy like makes certain jokes about what you can do in Canada versus what you can do in America. And so like it's a really good musical. I'll get off my musical soapbox now. Because
speaking of things that will make you cry, I would for some reason watched a clip of One Day last night, and I was like, why did I do this right before I went to bed? Like now I just want to cry.
Yeah, no. It's like Come From Away, the end of Wicked, and Les Mis, basically all of Les Mis, always make me cry. And then there are other musicals where it's like, yeah, you have a few songs and like I'll cry. But Come From Away, like happy tears and sad tears, but mostly sad tears.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Yeah, that's like when I look up Faith in Humanity restored videos, and I'm just like, they saved.
Oh my God, your faith in humanity will totally be restored when you see that. Oh. And then you'll also be like, God, I wish Canada liked America more so we could all emigrate there.
Yeah.
I don't think Canada will ever like us that much.
I kind of don't blame them.
I can't speak for us all, but I don't see it happening.
I don't
also show
though.
I don't. We could also show more of an interest in Canada as a whole, because like we don't really know what's going on up there.
My mom and I visited for 4th of July pre-giant pancake. And and I met your sister, and she was so fun. Like we were just happy because we were riding in like a coffee shop together and finally got to see each other in person. I think that was before you had come to New York or out. I don't know.
That was after.
Okay. Yeah. So she had come to New York and was like doing a friend's tour with her mom or whatever. So we met up, and that was the first time we met in person. But then we were up there, and your sister was so funny. She's like, no offense, but why are you here like on 4th of July? Isn't that like a huge American holiday? And we were like, we don't really want to be in America right now because a certain person was in the Oval Office. And then my mom was like, oh, you're a student. Like, what if you like moved to Canada and then I could come as your parent? Because like, you know, there's that thing with immigration. I was like, I love Jessi. And my cover artist lives in Canada, but I love New York too much to ever want to leave.
Yeah.
Okay. It's 11:20. We're starting this because I've
Sorry.
No.
You can blame me because I was like, hey, we're going to start 11:05. It was 11:03. I was like, let me read this to y'all. And then we digressed.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It
beautifully,
was also
though.
me.
It was a flow.
So I just realized because there were 6 of us, I was supposed to be using the 15-minute timer this whole time. So if you've ever come to my 6 guest ones in the future, you won't get this many minutes of sprinting. but you'll also probably get a faster stream. So pros and cons, and we're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. We have 2 more sprints after this. I just got something in my eye, so I need to look in the mirror. So people can do their updates. 2 of my co-hosts will be leaving, so I don't know if you want to go first. Danielle and Natalie, you guys can figure it out amongst yourselves while I get this annoying eyelash out of my eye. I'll be right back.
Oh no.
Yeah, sure. I can do an update. I got some breakfast and then continued reading my friend's story. But yeah, it was really fun to be on the stream today. I feel very productive, and it's always cool hanging out with you guys. Yeah, and I hope to hear more about all of your stories soon.
Yay.
Okay.
And you can find me on Instagram. Yes.
Luckily,
I'm
all the
so bad at
all the
self-promotion.
links are in the God, what is it called? Description. Why is it the moment you call yourself a writer, all words escape your mind? You're like, what is this?
It's
that
like,
I'm looking
am I a
for?
writer?
I'm trying to think of what is long shorts. Long shorts. Oh, pants. That's right. Like, this is the stuff that happens.
Long short.
Literally.
No, I use that because one of my kids, I forget which one, they couldn't think of the word for pants, so they said long shorts, and I'm like, pants, sweetie? Is that what you're trying for? But as a writer, like I can totally relate.
That's
Anyway.
amazing.
So I'm Natalie Locke. I'm definitely just a commentator, I think. I think that's why I like writing. That's why I fell into it. It's because it's like commentary on life and sarcasm, which we established last week is my second language. God, I'm like all over the place because I'm trying to think of everything I got to do. Yeah, all my description stuff is in the chat. I actually plan this week to do videos, and I also am planning, we're going to see if this plays out, because you have like 4 days to submit to Pitch Wars. So I will try. No promises. Please, nobody come after me. If I don't mention it, it didn't happen. Please don't bring it up. It will be a sore subject.
It's seasonal.
I submitted to Pitch Wars last year with like a second draft, and I still got like feedback from them. So
Nice.
Well, this is like my 7th and 8th draft or whatever. I didn't think I would get that far with it.
you're already better than I was.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to try. I might be reaching out to okay, you want Cheez-Its? Cool. I'll be reaching out to like LP. I'll be reaching out to Zara to finalize, because I got all this meat and potatoes that I'm supposed to have. Like, you're supposed to have a query letter. You're supposed to have like your manuscript like in the first 10 pages or the first chapter, whichever is shorter. Less pages. Shorter, yeah. And stuff. So okay, sweetie. And yeah, we'll figure it out. Stay tuned. It's either going to be a what was it we mentioned before, a trash can fire, or it's going to be a learning experience. And I think I'm going to try to look at that when things don't go my way. It's a learning experience.
I like that.
Yeah,
Good
we're
way
going to
to
go
put
with that. And I'm going to keep this smile pasted. But either way, yeah, I hope everyone does well with the next few 2 streams. And that's pretty much it. Next.
I just want to quickly say, Alicia, whose internet was really frustrating, which didn't allow her to stay on camera for more than like a few seconds, is also going to be leaving. So thank you for being here, Alicia. Thank you for being a trooper by being in the comments this whole time. And okay, now that we've said goodbye to all my co-hosts who are leaving, Chandra, Holly, Jessi, not necessarily in that order.
I got 366 words this time, and I got a part of the story in that I've been stressing about, because I have these 2 characters who are supposed to have chemistry, and I wasn't sure how it was coming together. And I think I just got in a scene that really shows the dynamic of their relationship. So I'm excited about that, and keep going. Gave me more inspiration to write more on the project. So
Yay!
Nice. I was working on my YouTube video, so I'm editing that, and I'm usually really bad with so this is like top 5 mistakes, and so I'm really bad with like putting the text and like numbering things on the screen. I'm like, nah, but I like when people do that, so I'm like, I should do it. It doesn't take that long, so I'm trying to add that to my video.
What do you use to edit your videos, Holly?
I use Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yeah, I switched to that when I came back to YouTube. I tried using iMovie again and it wouldn't work. So I quickly learned the Premiere Pro and I really like it.
I love it. I've used it since the beginning because like Chris used it when he did like sound recording stuff, and so he like showed me how, and like I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I know the simple stuff, and I just haven't taken the time to learn the more complicated things yet.
Is there any way to purchase it outright, or do you pay for it monthly?
I pay monthly.
Yeah, me too.
Monthly.
Yeah.
So. If you buy through the Apple Store, I think you can buy the old version that like can just stay on your computer. But other than that, I don't think you can get it anymore as like a buy it. And
I wish.
How does that compare to Filmora?
I don't know Filmora.
I've never used it. I don't know. For me, because I'm in Canada, so I pay like $25 a month for Premiere Pro.
Yeah, mine's like 22.
So Filmora, I think, is a little bit cheaper because I think I paid like $65 for the year.
Okay,
Sounds right.
someone told me about Davinci Resolve, which I haven't used, but supposedly the free version is like 90% of its features, which is like as pretty good as Premiere. So I haven't tested it out. I don't know if I'm going to test it out for my Seussical video because I want to get that out pretty fast. So I'm just going to use what I'm used to. But I thought I'd share that in case other people want to try it. And my mom pays for the entire Adobe suite every month because I use all of them all the time.
Nice.
Like especially Audition with the podcast, and then Premiere Pro, and then Photoshop, and InDesign. So it's worth the investment. But my mom is always like, "What is this?" And I'm like, "I need it to do my job and have a job in publishing. So please don't cancel that by accident."
Yeah, I was just looking for fellow indies. I'm uploading my new book to Ingram Spark, which is like a hassle in itself if you have ever experienced working with Ingram Spark. But they used to do these, so you have to pay like $50 to set them up, but they used to always have codes for like free setup. They've since stopped doing that. So I just joined the Alliance of Independent Authors.
Ally?
Yeah. And it was $150 for the year, and you get codes. So I'm like, it'll end up paying for itself with how many books I'm going to be publishing and all those like upload fees. Plus there's like a whole bunch of other stuff that you get with it. So like it's a tax write-off, whatever. Let's do it.
That's great. I've been following them for forever, but I just can't justify the cost right now for myself. But that's awesome.
Yeah. So that's what I've been up to.
Cool.
I did nothing during that sprint. I had a bit of a headache, so I took a little break from screen.
No. You did self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did nothing that produced words or produced graphics or produced more of a finished podcast.
There you go. It's okay. We still love you.
Thank you.
And you said your podcast comes out on
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to listen to it.
Yes.
I got a question because I couldn't get autocorrect to get me close enough. But think in the short story I wrote, I was talking about the bar has like this corrugated metal. So think of that wavy metal like that you'll see on walls or on like as the underside of the bar. Is that what it's called? Or how would you spell that? Sure. Thank you. We'll go with that. Okay. Because I'm thinking the industrial modern, and I was trying to set the scene a little bit. And I'm like, exposed brick, metal on the bar. So, okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I know in my area that it's used as roofing a lot. You could always say something along the lines of remnants of a hot tin roof or something.
Oh.
Just because, like, independently, I wouldn't necessarily be able to picture corrugated.
I'm listening, and I'll be fine for the next 2 sprints. I promise.
Natalie, I think you're still on mute.
Sorry, you're right. Sorry, I was jumping over, and I'm used to being on mute when I jump to another screen, so that way if I'm making faces or something, or if I go, oh God, that sucks, I don't say that where people can hear it. But I could just simplify and just say wavy, and then I could fill it back later in editing or something, and if I find something
But
better.
if you said wavy metal, I don't know if I'd be able to picture that.
Yeah.
I pictured corrugated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can picture corrugated. I can associate corrugated.
But is that the right word? Because the metal to me looks similar to corduroy jeans and stuff.
Then I think that's a different word that you're looking for.
Yeah, there are different words, but you could. I feel like you could draw the comparison between the two.
Okay, thanks. This is why I do these things. Y'all are my people. I ask other people, and they go, "Why are you hung up about this?" I'm like, I don't understand. So cool. Okay. Well, with that, it is time for me to go. So I'm going to go ahead and head out before the next sprint starts. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for answering my questions, especially my random, hey, what do y'all think about this? I appreciate.
If you said narrow, corrugated, I would think more of corduroy. But if you said corrugated, I would think like it's wider than what.
There we go.
Is.
I'm going to go with that. But yeah, thanks everybody. I'll let y'all know. I'll probably see y'all more of Zara's live streams. I can't think of words. I told you. Okay, fine. All right, I'm gonna go put on some long shorts later.
Bye. Bye.
Over here for the long shorts.
I'm trying to think if all of you on screen have filled out for October.
Yes.
I'm just forgetting it off the top of my head. I can see all your responses, so it's not that I'm going to miss you or anything. Oh, someone else signed up since.
I'm thinking about the time I was in the drive-thru and I had like 2 drinks and I was like, can I have like the tray thing and the cup holder? Yeah, that.
Also, I know, Zara, you said you didn't do anything on the last. There's a bug. On the last sprint, but it looks like you posted something to Instagram, so that counts.
I forgot I did that. I'm telling you, I'm like no longer here, but I'm trying.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that time of the month, and I haven't been sleeping well the past 2 nights, so
That's the worst. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I posted something on Instagram promoting the Twitch Preptober kickoff relay. Yeah. Nia organized it. Chandra's going to be part of it. It's all going to be on Twitch.
Cool.
Otherwise, I'm sure we would have opened it up to more people. I have my October graphic made. I don't remember if I remember to post it on my Kofi page. I'll do that later today. But I need to create the next forest room because I did not do that.
I'll probably head out after this one because I'm hungry and I'm gonna go make pancakes.
For the giant pancake.
I was like, what am I gonna have for breakfast? Which I guess now it'll be lunch. But then I saw that comment and I was like, chocolate chip pancake?
Yes, I had peanut butter pancakes for breakfast.
Oh, have you ever done it where you like melt the peanut butter with the maple syrup and use that as like the
Yes,
so good.
That's what I did.
I love it.
So good. Yes, it's pancake season.
Yeah.
Literally.
Delicious. But I had that and I'm like, man, now I'm already like hungry again.
Okay. For Sierra, Delta, Victor, Whiskey, Charlie. two V's and then a W all next to each other, so that's fun.
Now I want to say Roger, Roger, but please don't mix that up with the code.
I'm at the point where all the pets are like, "What are you doing? You're not paying attention."
I see the doggy.
Yeah.
I've been after my dog all morning because she's been
She's
just
Her
the
ears are
eyes.
so cute.
Kyrie, everyone's looking at you.
Hi.
Everyone's staring at you, Kyrie.
They look like a little hat.
Your ears are, you got your derpy ears.
No, I've been keeping an eye on my dog every time she gets up and leaves the room. That's why I've been like taking my headphone, listening to see if she's drinking water, because she's been going into the kitchen and getting in the trash, and then making herself sick. And I'm like, girlfriend, what you doing?
Okay, we're gonna start the sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. Sorry that, the forced cook was only on briefly, but we got to get going. How did everyone do?
I was definitely on a roll. I got, I think, 600-ish words.
I posted on Instagram, and that's kind of it.
Still something.
I was supposed to take this weekend off after the craziness of finishing my book, so I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
I made some lunch, and then because I got really hungry, and I have been working on the YouTube video. So I'm about, I think I had it at 16 minutes. I usually try to be pretty concise, so now it's cut down to 11 minutes, and I'm at the 7-minute mark. So I'm almost done going through it.
Hey. So I know that the banner said we had one more sprint, but my headache's actually getting pretty bad. So that was our last
Oh, I'm sorry.
for the day. It's okay. I'll deal with it. So that means it's time for outros. I did some outlining, which was good.
Hi everyone, my name is Chandra. I am a science fiction, fantasy, and historical fiction writer. You can find me here on AuthorTube at Chandra Arthur, right here, or on all the other platforms right here. I also do live writing sprints every other week on YouTube and Twitch, so you can join me for those as well.
Bye, guys. I am author Jessi Elliott. I post writing blogs every other week on YouTube and weekly on Patreon. If you want to check that out, my username pretty much everywhere is this. So you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, sort of, Facebook, sort of, and Patreon. I'm a, what am I?
Paranormal.
I need more coffee, apparently. A paranormal romance author. So if you want to check out my stuff, feel free to come hang out with me on social.
And maker of delicious pancakes, soon to be.
Soon to be.
Up and coming.
Coming soon.
Hi everyone, I'm Holly Davis. I am also an author tuber on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can find me at Holly Davis. And as always, I'm happy to be on Zara's stream, and I hope she feels better.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. All of my co-host links are down below, including the people who have already left. My name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 6 books, a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. My Ko-fi page is the best place to follow me for free for updates, but if you support me, you get perks. There's also a shop there where you can get signed books if you live in the US or Canada. If you're international and want a signed book from me, you need to join the VIP club tier for $8 a month for 4 months, and then you get a free book internationally. And then after that, if you want to dip, you can. I also uploaded a PDF guide of how I outline my stories. It's pretty bare bones and can be as complicated or as uncomplicated as you want. So I hope everyone will take a look at that and find something that they like. I will be streaming on Twitch on Friday at 8 a.m. as usual, because it's before my work day. That it will be the kickoff to the Preptober Twitch kickoff relay. I mixed up the words in order, but whatever. You'll see it. It's on my Instagram. Nia's going to share it. Other people in the relay are going to share it, like Chandra, and then I will be streaming on Sunday as usual. And my October stream schedule will be posted on Ko-fi later today once I'm feeling better. And I hope everyone had a good stream, and I will see you next time.